And this is the opening contest of his first night at the main roster of Final Hunt 3 with a phenomenal one. AJ Styles, one of my personal favorite wrestlers of all time, taking on his former tag team partner, former friend, and Jacob Cassidy when these two formed a reckoning a while back. And AJ and Jacob broke up because AJ was told that whoever won this match between the two of them a while back would get an opportunity to World Championship. And AJ's been wanting a world title shot for like months, and that's part of the reason why he formed the reckoning with Jacob, because it felt like he was being held back. And now AJ has that opportunity where he could potentially get a shot at the world title in New Beginnings 4, if he can beat his old tag team partner. And the two of them have been having issues with the two of them, and Jacob attacked AJ in the backstage area one time a few weeks ago, and it's just been crazy how things have been between the two of them since. And also, AJ is the one that convinced Austin Aries and Kevin Steen to turn on Jacob Cassidy one, causing the entirety of the reckoning to disband. And here comes the former World Heavyweight Champion and the former U.S. Champion, one of the biggest douches in the company, which I say about a lot of people. But he's definitely up there on the douche scale, that's for sure. Jacob freaking Cassidy. And if this jackass somehow manages to beat AJ Styles, he'll have a shot at becoming a two-time World Heavyweight Champion. Hopefully, if Jack 6 manages to win World Title match in the next night, freaking that won't happen. And let's get this match underway between these two to start off the show. And Cassidy immediately with punches and kicks, and kicked the midsection of AJ there. And Cassidy tried to go for a suplex, but AJ reversed it into one of his own and was sending him into the corner. Headlock by AJ. Cassidy gets out of it, sends him into the ropes. And Cassidy with a neck breaker that he stole from Xavier's. And Zuna, kind of. Kicked the midsection again. Some more kicks by Cassidy, and AJ just with punches, a forearm, and a clothesline, knocking down the asshole. AJ with a chop and more punches, and a drop kick to Cassidy there by AJ. And AJ with a single leg takedown into the freaking ankle lock, kind of. Elbow drop to the back of Cassidy there by AJ. And Cassidy blocking the drop kick there, nails him with a knee drop somewhat. Headlock again by Cassidy on AJ. Cassidy with the backbreaker to AJ. And a kick to the back of AJ there by Cassidy. Now Cassidy tried to give something in, but AJ blocks it. And a headlock, and an elbow to the face of Cassidy there by AJ. Another forearm. And AJ sending Cassidy into the corner. And now AJ, middle turnbuckle, DDT to Cassidy there. And now AJ would go behind on Cassidy, who flips him over. And Cassidy with a shot to the back of AJ there. And Cassidy with a suplex to AJ. Now Cassidy with headlocking AJ again. Into the chin breaker. And Cassidy just kick the streak to the lower back of AJ there. Now Cassidy with an armbar on AJ. And AJ slips out of it, sends him into the ropes. Arm drag by AJ there to Cassidy. Another arm drag by AJ there to Cassidy. Now just putting the boots to him. Now AJ with a headlock on Cassidy, who slips out of it. Another kick to the back of AJ by Cassidy. Kick to the midsection of AJ there by Cassidy. Just more kicks. I'll give him this much. Cassidy knows how to use his legs, that's for sure. And just tosses AJ off there and try to go for something. Misses the, kind of with the knee drop there. And Cassidy would go behind on AJ again. Drop kick to the back of AJ by Cassidy. And another kick to the midsection. Drop kick by AJ to Cassidy there. Punch to the face. And another one by AJ there. Into the armbar by AJ. And AJ just repeated kicks to the face of Cassidy, who sends him into the ropes. Like those kicks didn't even phase him. AJ with the neck breaker. A flurry of punches and another drop kick by AJ to Cassidy. They're knocking him down. Now AJ with the single leg takedown again into the ankle lock. And slams his knee against him. And another elbow drop to the back. Now AJ with a headlock on Cassidy, who gets out of it. Sends him to the outside. Now Cassidy has AJ and nails him with a suplex back into the ring. And now Cassidy, the repeated elbows to the shoulders of AJ. Oh, shoulder, but you get the idea. And now Cassidy picking AJ back up. AJ blocks a kick from Cassidy, nails him with a clothesline and an elbow drop. Just barely hit him with that drop kick, and that time he nails it. Front flip kick there by AJ to Cassidy. Headlock again by AJ. And chin breaker again. Cassidy there by AJ. And leaping elbow drop. AJ's back on the offensive on Cassidy here. Just more punches to Cassidy by AJ and the go behind. Into the suplex. And Cassidy rolling out of the way there. And shoulder tackle by AJ. Now AJ with another leaping elbow drop to Cassidy. And Cassidy just punches him off. Knocks him in the corner, this Cassidy. Oh, Jesus. And now Cassidy stealing that weird rope submission that Xavier's like and Damien like to use, and Serena sometimes. And now Cassidy's back in the ring. Kicked midsection of AJ by Cassidy there. AJ with another drop kick to Cassidy. Punch to the face. And another one knocking him in the corner. Punt, and AJ tried to go for something in the corner, but Cassidy put him in the corner. Kicked AJ while he was in the corner. And now just scraping his boot against AJ's face is Cassidy. And another kick to the back. And now AJ punching Cassidy out in the midsection. Calling elbow tie between the two, finally. Sean's going to be happy somewhere. Almost 5 minutes into the match. We finally got one. Headlock by AJ again. Elbow to the face. AJ misses the clothesline there. Cassidy dodges whatever Cassidy tried to go there. Just kicks and another punch there by AJ. And another chin breaker. AJ picking up Cassidy. And Zaguri by AJ to Cassidy there. Now AJ going to the outside. Springboard! And he nails him with the forearm. And I'll close on one of them. AJ going for the Styles Clash now. If he hits this, he might put him away. And he nails it. Going for a cover. 1, 2, and Cassidy reverses it. And a rope break. Because he's a dumbass. Arm drag by AJ to Cassidy. And another front flip kick. AJ going for a cover on Cassidy. 1. Only one count there. Punch the face to Cassidy by AJ and an armbar again. And Cassidy reverses it into a shoulder tackle. And another kick to the lower back of AJ there by Cassidy. Dual chops by Cassidy and more kicks and an enziguri by Cassidy there to AJ. And now just repeatedly kicking AJ in the face is Cassidy. Now picks him back up. Kicked midsection AJ by Cassidy there. And AJ with a headlock on Cassidy. And Cassidy reverses it with a suplex. And AJ just punches him off. Kicked midsection of Cassidy by AJ. And another drop kick. And AJ blocks a dual chop attempt there. Shoulder tackle by AJ to Cassidy. Now AJ springboard, which he nails. Just stomped away at him there. Picks him back up. Kick the midsection of Cassidy by AJ. Off the ropes. Running drop kick to Cassidy there by AJ. Now AJ dragging Cassidy away from the ropes off the running drop kick. Going for a cover. 1. Only one count there somehow. And Cassidy with the DDT there to AJ. And now Cassidy with a kick to the back of AJ. AJ with a shot to the chest of Cassidy there. And the body slam. And Cassidy with a punch in the midsection of AJ there. Now Cassidy with an armbar on AJ. And Cassidy nailing the neck breaker to AJ there. And now Cassidy tried to go for something, but AJ punches him off. Reversing it. Misses the shoulder tackle. And now Cassidy with a headlock. And another enziguri to AJ there. Oh god, now Cassidy trying to go for a submission on AJ. You know what, AJ's going to tap out to this. Come on, AJ, you can get out of it. Don't let this asshole tap you out. Last thing I need is this asshole being number 1 contender for a world title again. Cassidy with a body slam to AJ. And a leg drop. Going for a cover is Cassidy. 1. Only 1 count. And AJ sending Cassidy into the corner. Shot to the back of Cassidy by AJ. Oh god, now sets him on the top turnbuckle. Oh god. Now AJ has Cassidy with a German suplex, well, actually just a back suplex, whatever the hell it's called, the turnbuckle. And slams his arm against the ring, much useless move in wrestling there. Now AJ going for a cover. 1, only a 1 count. How the hell did he kick out of that? Now, AJ with a headlock on Cassidy. Elbow at the face of AJ there by Cassidy. Now AJ's back up and he's pissed. And Cassidy with another DDT to AJ. And now Cassidy just repeated elbows to the shoulder of AJ Styles. Now Cassidy picking AJ back up. Kick to the head of AJ there. AJ shoves him off. Kick to midsection of Cassidy there by AJ. And AJ, the running drop kick again in the faces of Cassidy there. Going for a cover. One. Only a one count there. What the fuck? Kick to midsection of AJ there by Cassidy. Kick to midsection of Cassidy there by AJ. And AJ picking up Cassidy. And just slams him down there. Now AJ going to the outside. Going to the top turnbuckle. 5-star frog splash. Going for a cover. 1, 2. And AJ gets the win off the frog splash somehow. What is he supposed to be, Rob Van Dam? Good thinking. AJ gets the win over Jacob Cassidy. And AJ will get a world title opportunity in New Beginnings 4. Depending on whoever walks out as the world champion, be it Jack Six, Jesus, or Damian King. This is the opening contest of the show, by the way, people. And still got a lot of show left. And if this match doesn't go by, this show is going to be crazy. That's for sure. I'm just happy that AJ won this match. And I know I'm supposed to be biased because I'm commentator, but I don't give a shit. Fuck you, Jacob Cassidy, you freaking dick. Just happy, and like I said, I'm happy that AJ freaking won. Next match is Supremacy's Boo and Bojack, and teaming up with Captain Pollution, begrudgingly, taking on M. Bison, Joker, and Sweet Tooth of the Shadow Loop group. And it'll be an elimination tag, just like the match from the other day. Yeah. Hopefully, if he can Supremacy and he can get along with Pollution, hopefully Pollution doesn't fuck them over. Last thing I need is Shadow being able to brag that they beat my favorite group. And this is a 6-man elimination tag match where Boo and Bojack of the Supremacy are begrudgingly teaming up with Pollution against the Shadow faction. This is the group that Pollution used to be a part of when he had reformed Viva La Pollution with M. Bison and Joker at first. And then when they got pissed because Pollution didn't do shit when it came to helping them try and stop the Unwashed last year, they were pissed off and turned on Pollution and beat the hell out of him. Bison, Joker, and formed Shadow with the Green Goblin and Sweet Tooth. And the four of them have been causing nothing but pain and suffering for Pollution. And they also screwed the Supremacy over out of the tag team titles when they helped Bane and Loki win the opportunity that Boo and Bojack were supposed to have. And now these two groups are facing each other in this 6-man elimination tag match. Neither of them are going to break up if they lose. It's just Pollution needed help against this group of jackoffs that he used to be in charge of. And here comes Captain Pollution, who's still a freaking douche, but at the same time, at least he's been less of a douche lately. And it seems like he's gotten in better shape recently, since last time we've seen him, the looks of it. You know, considering the history that Pollution has with the Supremacy, that they are probably not exactly the most enthused to be working with this guy, as evident by how Boo was acting in the last couple of times we've seen the two of them together. But they both have a common enemy in the case of Pollution and the Supremacy right now, so they're begrudgingly working together, like I said, to take down the Shadow group. Lord knows that after they take care of this, that these three are probably never going to associate with each other again. At least I would hope so, because Pollution, I think the last thing he wants is to have Boo getting pissed off. Because he keeps annoying you. And freaking trust me, Boo is already irritated. The fact that he's even standing in the same corner with this guy. Which I did not blame him, because like I said, Pollution is a dick. Just not as much of a dick lately as he usually is. Which is weird when you think about it. And here comes the freaking Shadaloo group. Which is made up, like I said, of Bison, Joker, Sweet Tooth, and Green Goblin. But in this case, it's just Bison, Joker, and Sweet Tooth coming out here. And of course, they're coming through the crowd, just like Viva La Pollution used to always do. And there's Bison, and there's Sweet Tooth and Joker, which is probably weird for the two of them to be in the same group together, considering their history over in TAW. Shout out to TAW, by the way. And you know for a fact that this Shadaloo trio is probably a hell of a lot more cohesive unit right now than Boo, Bojack, and Pollution. That's for sure. At least these three actually have been having fun teaming together, even though I haven't done diddly, except causing torment for Pollution, which usually I'd be fine with, considering everything he's done to this company, but you know how it is. This match is definitely going to be interesting, that's for sure. And let's get this elimination tag match underway, and Bison with an arm dragged Boo when he tried to run in for a clothesline. And an elbow drop. And Bison just accidentally hit his own partner. Good job, dumbass. And Bison tagging in Sweet Tooth. Off the ropes with Boo. Arm drag to Boo. And the double elbow drop. And the kipper. And Sweet Tooth with a leg drop to Boo there. And as you saw when he was coming out here, Boo is the current CIW World Heavyweight Champion, which we acknowledge in this company, which is why Boo is wearing that championship. And Boo with the Lou Thesz press just punching the hell out of Sweet Tooth. And Boo trying to tag in Pollution or Bojack, but Sweet Tooth cuts him off. And Sweet Tooth just taking out Bojack, because he probably knew that's who Boo was probably going to tag in, because, you know, that's his tag team partner. And Sweet Tooth tried to give an elbow to the back of Boo, but he reversed it. And Boo with another Lou Thesz press and just more punches to the face of Sweet Tooth. Boo just running around the ring for some reason, and tags in Pollution. And Sweet Tooth runs over and tags in Joker. These two, man, just weird seeing Viva La Pollution members fighting each other in case of Joker and Pollution. I'm pretty sure Pollution actually fought Joker a while back. It's been so long. This last time I've even seen Pollution in a match. And now Joker picking up Pollution, and Pollution trying to go for a punch there, but Joker reverses it into a go behind. And Joker with the Russian leg sweep to Pollution there. Now Joker going to the outside for reasons. Oh Jesus, we're really doing this again, Joker. I already had my announce table destroyed once this week, freaking. I don't need to destroy it again. Now I'm gonna have to call up the Rednecks and we can have them fix it. The damn thing after this match is over with. Freaking fantastic. At least Redneck Jake, because at least I know he's in the building still. Zeke's back home at his farm. His and Jay's farm, you know what I mean. Now Pollution with a suplex to Joker. And an elbow drop. And the Pollution picking his former tag team partner and friend up. And now just repeated punches the Joker and a headlock. And Pollution with the neck breaker to Joker. And the knee drop to Joker as well by Pollution. And Boo is hopped up in the corner for that. And Pollution tagging in Bojack. And Bojack's the former tag team champion with Boo and a former hardcore champion in this company. The one single title Bojack has held. Only one count there. Joker kicked out. And now chaos is happening in the ring. Boo and Pollution going at it with the other members of Shadow. And Joker with a shoulder tackle. Bojack there. Kicking the section of Bojack. Joker sends Bojack in the corner. Joker, you're going to do something or you're just going to do a jig? And Joker with a headlock on Bojack. Oh god, now Joker going for the Joker driver already. We're really doing this already this early in the match. And we're only 3 minutes in, by the way. And Bojack just no-sells that shit. He's like, bitch, fucking please. And Bojack with a shot in the midsection of Joker and a headlock. And a headbutt to Joker. That tells you how tough Bojack is when he no-sells the Joker driver and nails a spear to Joker. Most devastating spear in the business. And there's Bison just getting whipped in the ring by Pollution 2. And Joker kicks out at 2 after getting nailed with that spear. And Bojack kicked the midsection and the unbound the Joker, busting him open somehow. Joker getting, Bojack over cover. Too many people making names all of a sudden the same. And Sweet Tooth breaking up that pin attempt with a leg drop. And he sends Bojack in the corner. Jesus Christ. And too many people with the same names almost. Wheelbarrow, slingshot, suplex by Joker and Bison there. The Bojack. It's the reason why Bison and Joker were tag team champions at one point. It's like the only thing Bison has ever done in his career here. He's a multi-time tag team champion. And Joker's also a former tag team champion, I believe. I think. I might be wrong. I have to check. And Bojack with a chop to the chest of Bison there while Boo is holding on to him. Kick midsection of Bison there by Bojack. And Bison with just a punch to the face of Bojack there. And the chin breaker. And Bison with a kick to the groin in the midsection of Bojack there. And Pollution and Boo getting involved. And Pollution helping out Bojack by holding on to Bison there. Now Bojack's back up. And Bojack just a poke to the eyes of Bison. And just knocking him down there. And Pollution tagging himself in there. And Bojack is not happy about that tag. And Bison deflecting that dropkick attempt. And nailing him with an elbow drop. And slamming Pollution's knee against the ring. Well, I'll tell you this much. Pollution's done more in this match than he did in that 7v7 last year. That's for sure. And Bison flipping him over. And now Pollution's pissed. Because I think he heard my comment. And Bison, what the fuck was that? It's the same movie he did the Jack Sixpack in Magnation when him, Pollution, and Joker took on Boo, Jesus, and Jack. The 3v3 match one time. Oh god, now Bison with a Shadow Crusher to Pollution going for a pin. One, and Bojack breaks it up with an elbow drop. STO by Bison there to Pollution. Now Bison dragging Pollution away from the ropes. Going for cover is Bison. 1, 2, and the Supremacy breaks it up. Punch the face of Pollution there by Bison. And then Uranagi, and almost like an STO, and a leg drop by Bison there. And now Bison dragging Pollution away from the ropes again. Going for cover again is Bison. 1, 2, and the Supremacy just barely managed to break up that pin attempt after they ran into each other. And Bison with punches and a kick there to Pollution. And a shot to the back of Pollution there by Bison. Oh god, now Bison going for this with a shadow for thinking, well, that's one way to do a cutter. I don't know what the hell that was. It was a cutter and a stun at the same time. Sweet Tooth got dazed by the Joker somehow. Bison going for cover again. 1, 2, and the Supremacy breaks it up again. Now Bison going for his version of the Styles Clash, I guess. And Bison going for a cover again. 1, 2, and Bojack breaks it up again. Bojack coming in clutch and saving Pollution's ass repeatedly. And Boo. And Bison with the Russian leg sweep to Pollution there. Going for cover is Bison again. 1, 2, and Bojack breaking up the pin again. And Pollution with just a punch of Bison there and a drop kick. Bojack just coming in clutch here for the Supremacy. And saving Pollution. And this is why I still think Pollution's a dick, because there's that douchey elbow he likes to use. Going for cover is Pollution. 1, and Sweet Tooth breaks it up. And now Pollution, I forget what he calls that. Force of Illusion, that's what it was called. I had to think about it for a second. That's the name of that swinging side slam he likes to use. It's the Force of Illusion. I forget. It's his old finisher from way back in the day. I know he also has the Planetizer, but in this case he calls it the Force of Illusion. At least I think it's a Planetizer. His finisher is usually called in other places. Poke to the eye of Bison there by Pollution. Boo's unconscious in the middle of the ring for some reason. And now Boo's on the outside of the ring now. All that craziness. And now Pollution going for a cover on Bison. 1, 2, and Joker breaks up the pin attempt. And now it's just chaos. Bojack's going at it with Joker, Boo getting some cheap shots on Bison, and Joker getting hit with a sidewalk slam there by Bojack, and Pollution's still going at it with Bison. Misses the elbow drop as Pollution. And now Bojack and Joker leave the ring, and Boo got tagged in by Pollution there. Russian leg sweep by Bison to Boo. Bison going for cover on Boo. 1, and Pollution and Bojack break it up. And now Boo just fighting Joker and Bison at the same time. Bojack helping out Boo there. And Bison got knocked in the corner. And Boo tags in Bojack. And Boo whipping Bojack into Bison there and nails him with a clothesline. Tag team one of the greatest tag teams ever was Bison being pinned by Bojack, and Sweet Tooth breaks it up there. Spear by Bojack to Bison again. Now Bojack dragging Bison away from the ropes. Going for a cover is Bojack. 1, 2, and Joker and Sweet Tooth breaks it up. And Bojack is just a straight jab, and then unbound the Bison this time. He nailed it to Joker the first time. And now Boo running across the ring, running interference. Bojack going for a cover. 1, 2, and Sweet Tooth breaks up the pin attempt again. I don't know what the hell's going on. Sweet Tooth just getting involved here and distracting Bojack for a minute. And Bison going for another Shadow Crusher to Bojack, going into the cover. 1, 2, and Pollution breaks it up. And Bison with a headlock on Bojack into the submission. Now just Bojack, he's not tap out to Bison there. Boo and Pollution were distracted, fighting off Joker and Sweet Tooth. Pollution managed to slip by the other Shadow members and was able to break up that submission. Now Bison with a snake eyes to Bojack. Joker and Boo are still going. Joker and Boo are still going out on the outside, and Bison made Bojack tap out. And the Supremacy are down 2-3. Pollution going at it with Bison, and now Pollution trying to go for a same submission that Bison has made Bojack tap out with. And Boo just got set in the ring by Joker or somebody. Twisting neckbreaker by Pollution there to Bison. And now Pollution go for cover on Bison. 1, 2, and Sweet Tooth picks it up, and Boo had a submission on Joker on the outside. And Pollution with the neckbreaker to Bison there. Boo and Joker are still going at it on the outside. What the frick? Russian leg sweep there by Boo to Joker. Boo's just pissed off with the Joker right now. He's just beating the shit out of him. See there on the bottom of the screen? They're just putting the boots to Joker there. And now calling up a tie between Bison and Pollution. Boo just got set in the ring by somebody. And Pollution with an armbar on Bison, but he got another rope break. And now Pollution with a set out spinebuster powerbomb. Or whatever the hell that is. And now Pollution dragging Bison to the middle of the ring. Going for a cover is Pollution. 1, 2, and Bison's been eliminated by Pollution. And now we're evened up again. Pollution flipping over Joker. And Sweet Tooth breaks up that submission attempt on the Joker. And Pollution blocks that kick into a dragon screw. Pollution, pay attention. And now Joker with a chop block to Pollution here. Now just slamming Pollution against the ring. Now Joker picking up Pollution. And Joker with his slamming Pollution face first into the ring there. I would say he's going for the Force of Illusion. Boo trying to help out Pollution even though he's probably begrudging there. Joker just punching the hell out of Pollution there. And Joker tags in Sweet Tooth. Both of these guys are probably pissed that their friend Bison got eliminated. Sweet Tooth going for a pin, but Boo breaks it up. And Joker accidentally ran into Sweet Tooth and breaks up whatever he tried to go over there. And Sweet Tooth just a slap to the back of the head of Pollution there. And Sweet Tooth going for a bear hug on Pollution. Boo, you might want to break that up. And Boo manages to break up that bear hug submission to Sweet Tooth. And Boo just punches and a kick to Pollution there. And they go behind. And now Pollution and Boo double teaming Sweet Tooth with a double gutbuster. Boo, you might want to get out of the ring. Pollution going for a pin on Sweet Tooth. 1, 2, and Joker breaks up that pin attempt. And Pollution with punches and a headlock on Sweet Tooth. And Pollution with the body slam on Sweet Tooth there. Going for a cover is Pollution. 1, 2, and Sweet Tooth kicks out. Again. Close on by Pollution and knocking down Sweet Tooth. And Pollution with a knee drop to Sweet Tooth there. And Sweet Tooth did not take kindly to that. And now Boo is back in finally. Now Boo with a headlock on Sweet Tooth. Flips him over. Going for a submission and a rope break again. And Joker with a headlock on Boo. And oh god, now Sweet Tooth and Joker teaming up on Boo. Gut busted to Boo there by both these clowns. And Sweet Tooth sends Boo into the corner. Clothesline to Boo there. Oh god, now Sweet Tooth's making his comeback. Clothesline again to Boo in the other corner. Sidewalk slam there. By Sweet Tooth, Boo there. Going for cover is Sweet Tooth on Boo. 1, 2, and Pollution breaks it up, thank god. Oh god, now Sweet Tooth, Laughing Death DDT! On Boo, and Sweet Tooth going for cover off of that. 1, 2! I was about to say, Pollution, you better fucking bring that up. And punch the face Boo, and another one, but Boo blocks that one from Sweet Tooth, then the headlock. And now Boo with a body slam. And now Boo going for cover. 1, 2, and Sweet Tooth kicks out again. Punch the face, and another one by Boo, and a kick in the midsection. He tried to go for an uppercut, but it got blocked. Into the armbar. Flips him over. Now Sweet Tooth trying to make Boo tap out. And thankfully, Pollution broke it up, and there was a rope break. And Sweet Tooth trying to go for something here. And the suplex on Boo. Boo's a former internet and intergalactic champion, and also tag team champion in this company, by the way. And Pollution breaks up that pin attempt. Just putting that out there. Boo has done things in this company. The only one that hasn't done really anything that's part of the supremacy right now, which is Boo, Bojack, Jack Six, and Marcus. The only one that hasn't done anything out of those four is Marcus. Which is weird when you think about it. And now Sweet Tooth trying to choke out Boo. Pollution, get your ass in the ring and freaking break up the submission before Boo taps out. Thank you. There's my freaking non-bias coming out again. And now it's Sweet Tooth with another Laughing Death DDT. Or freaking Twisted DDT. I don't know what the hell. I don't remember what the name of the move is called. 1, 2, and Pollution breaks it up again. And Sweet Tooth just punches the Boo there. Into the go behind by Boo. And Boo with a suplex to Sweet Tooth. Now Sweet Tooth getting picked up by Boo. Clothesline by Boo knocks him down. And another one. Now Boo's making his comeback. And catches him with a power slam with Boo, the Sweet Tooth. And now it's Boo dragging Sweet Tooth away from the ropes. Go for cover. 1, 2, and Sweet Tooth's eliminated by Boo. And now it's just down to the Joker for the Shadow team. Spine Buster by Boo. Boo going for cover. 1, 2, Boo eliminates Joker. And the Supremacy and Pollution managed to win this match, surprisingly. I'm just so happy that these three managed to beat them. And Pollution actually didn't fuck around this time like he did last year. He actually managed to put in some work, unlike last year when he got literally immediately eliminated. But Boo with the bit in his group, the big win over Shadaloo. And I'm surprised Bojack isn't out here. And now what's this between Pollution? Why are you pointing at him? Never mind, I guess he's just telling thank you for freaking helping me take care of these guys that have been a pain in my ass for the past year. And they shook hands, and now these two are celebrating a well-deserved win between the two of them. Pollution, don't be telling Boo what to do. Boo does what he wants. He's the leader of the group that you used to be part of. You betrayed. Twice! By the way. Next match is the first title match of the show, where Damian Wolf defends his U.S. title against Marcus Creed. And after this match, freaking, oh no, it's going to be probably crazy. And this is the LWW US Championship match where Damian Wolf defends his title against Marcus Creed, the former World Heavyweight Champion. And Damian's a former Hardcore Champion, was one of the longest reigning champions we ever had when it comes to that title. And then Damian disappeared after a while and recently came back. And then he won the United States Championship off of Jacob Cassidy, I believe. After Virgil King cost Damian King, his own nephew, the title. And then Damian beat Jacob for it. And Damian's been U.S. champion ever since. Probably the biggest achievement this guy has ever held. Since he's been here. And Damian has aspirations of wanting to be the world champion eventually. Which I could see him doing, because Damian Wolf is one of the best wrestlers we have in the company. Which I know I say about a lot of people around here, but Damian is one of those that deserves that accolade. And knowing how tough Damian is, I wish Marcus Creed luck. Well, Marcus Creed is no slouch either. Creed was world champion for 110 days. And he's one of the toughest guys I know on this roster. The dude had 2 banger 5-star plus quality matches with Jack Six. Yeah, the dude is one of the toughest guys I know. And even though Creed lost that second match with Jack 6, you know eventually someday those two are going to end up having another one. And probably have another banger. Now Creed is looking to add the US title to his resume. And Creed is like the main face of RAW Wrestling, which is Random Ass Wrestling, which is the promotion that my friend Grinchy runs. Shout out to Grinchy, by the way. Because I know he's hopefully going to see this video. And here comes the former World Heavyweight Champion, Marcus motherfucking Creed. Somebody, a lot of people still cheer and root for. He's one of the coolest, he's one of the nicest dudes out there. He's one of the friendliest ones, too. He's literally one of those kind of guy that is literally like a constant babyface around here. And I'm torn who to root for in this match, because I like both these guys. Especially Creed. Damien Wolf knows how tough Creed is, and Creed isn't overlooking Damien, that's for sure. So I'm expecting a knockout, drag-out brawl between the two of them. And these two are going to be hitting each other with everything and anything that they can think of, probably. And if these last two matches anything go by, this match is probably going to be going for a minute. It's going to be going longer than a minute, but you know what I mean. It's going to be going for a while, that's for sure. Knowing these two, because they know how to put in long matches. And I'm excited for it. There's the two competitors that are competing for the US Championship. The challenger, Marcus motherfucking Creed, the former World Heavyweight Champion. And there's the current and reigning defending US Champion, and former Hardcore Champion, Damien Wolf. And that prestigious Lone Wolf Wrestling United States Championship, which a lot of people have held. And Damien is the most recent name added to that list of people. Ref presenting the belt to Marcus Creed. And there's a championship they're both fighting for. And let's get this US Championship match underway between these two. Drop kick by Damien Wolf to Marcus Creed to start off. And Damien picking up Marcus there into the armbar. And Creed reverses it into the shoulder tackle. And Creed with a headlock on Damien Wolf. Uppercut there to Wolf by Creed. And Creed, lifting up Damien Wolf, slams him down on his knee. Now Creed picking up Damien. Pair of punches there to Wolf by Creed. It just gets tossed off by Damien Wolf. Damien tried to go for a punch there, but Creed blocks it into the headlock. Flips him over there. Now Creed picking up Damien Wolf. Sends him into the corner. Now Marcus Creed sending Damien Wolf into the corner. Running shoulder tackle Damien Wolf there. Now Creed just grinding his knee against Damien Wolf's face. And now Creed with a weird neck breaker there to Damien Wolf. DDT by Creed there for Damien. And Damien died with a Creed trying to go there. Into the neck breaker by Damien Wolf there, Creed. Kicked the midsection of Creed there by Damien Wolf. And Damien with punches just knocking Creed out of the ring there. Now Damien Wolf going after Creed. And Creed tried to go for a punch, but Damien blocks it. And Creed sends him back in the ring. And Creed with an elbow to the head of Damien Wolf there. Sorry. Discombobulated over here. Calling over a tie-up between the two. Sean McCarty's going to be happy somewhere, because this had happened within the first 2 minutes of the match. Creed with a suplex to Damien. Now Creed with a headlock on Damien. And Damien reverses into a Russian leg sweep. Damien picking up Creed there. Pair of punches. That one knocks him into the ropes. And now Damien with a hot shot with Creed there against the ropes. Elbow drop by Wolf there to Creed. And now Creed with an armbar on Damien Wolf. Arm drag by Creed there to Damien. And now Creed with a neck breaker to Damien Wolf. Elbow drop there. And Damien with another neck breaker to Marcus Creed. Shot to the back to Creed there by Damien. Damien with a Russian leg sweep to Creed. Damien picking up Creed there. Drop kick, but Creed blocks it into the headlock. Headlock by Marcus on Damien. Sends him into an elbow clothesline, actually. Damien there knocking him down. Now, calling out attack from the two of them again. Sean's going to be loving this. Into the armbar by Creed. Creed sending Damien into a drop toe hold. Damien Wolf dodging while Creed tried to go there, and Creed reversing whatever Damien tried to go there into an arm drag. Damien with an armbar on Creed. Need a midsection with Damien by Creed there, and a kick to midsection as well. And a go behind. Damien flips him over. Now Damien with a shot to the back of Creed. And Damien with an elevated neck breaker there. Now Damien sending Creed into the ropes. Backbreaker into the neck breaker by Damien there. Creed blocks that punch in, responds one of his own. Into the armbar. Arm drag by Creed, Damien Wolf there. And now just slamming the back of his head against the neck. And now Creed picking up Damien Wolf into the headlock again. Punch to the face there by Creed and Damien. And now just slamming the back of his head some more. And just, I swear, Creed just trying to give Damien a concussion at this point. Damien blocks that kick and nails him with a dragon screw. Damien with a kick in the midsection of Creed and another punch. And try to go for another kick, but Creed reversed it and with a takedown. Creed just slamming Damien's head against the ring some more. Now Creed picking up Damien into the headlock. Damien reverses it into the Russian leg sweep. Elbow drop to Creed there by Damien. Now Damien with a go behind on Creed. Into the suplex. Misses the elbow drop there to Damien. DDT by Creed there to Damien. Elbow drop there by Creed to Damien Wolf. Punch to face. And Damien with an armbar on Creed. And Damien with a kick to the arm and a shot to the arm of Creed there. And Damien just another pair of punches, but Creed blocks out one into the go behind. Misses the clothesline. Damien with a neck breaker to Creed again. Shooting star press by Damien there to Creed. And an elbow drop, a good measure. Now Damien picking up Creed. And now Damien, Northern Lights suplex. Shooting star press again by Damien there, Creed. And an elbow drop. Damien just going crazy. And Creed with a punch in the midsection of Damien Wolf there. And more punches by Creed. Into the armbar. And Creed with an arm drag, taking him down there. And Damien just with a punch in the midsection. And the drop kick. Misses the elbow drop there. Another backbreaker, another neck breaker by Damien and Creed there. And Creed with another punch in the midsection of Damien Wolf there. Now Creed with a spinning side slam to Damien. Going for covers Creed. One. Only one count there. And Creed just knocking down Damien. Punch Damien there by Creed and the armbar by Damien. Flips him over. Elbow to the top of the head of Creed there by Damien. And Creed just punches him off. Damien with punches and Creed blocks out one. And Creed with a salute to the fallen angle slam. And now Creed dragging Damien from the ropes. Pin him, Creed! Going for cover. 1, 2, and Damien kicks out at 2. Pair of punches there by Creed and Damien. Damien reverses it into a go behind. Flips him over against Creed. Damien trips up Creed there. And Damien just a kick to the midsection of Creed there. And now Creed's pissed. Headlock by Damien on Creed. Sends him into the corner. Misses the shoulder tackle. There's Creed. Now Damien just scraping his boot against Creed's face. Now Damien has Creed up for a TKO. And now Damien's going crazy. This is usually what he does before he hits somebody. With the Walking with Wolves! Going for covers, Damien. 1, 2, and Creed kicks out. When the fuck was the last time somebody kicked out of the Walking with Wolves and Creed just nails him with a clothesline? And Creed tried to give something there, but Damien with a DDT to Creed there. And Damien drags Creed away from the ropes. Gunva cover, one, only one count there. Damien sending Creed into the corner. Drop kick to Creed there, right as he turned around. Punch to the face of Creed there. And now Damien just going crazy right in front of Creed. Just running forearm to Creed there. And a stomp to the arm of Creed. Now Damien picking up Creed. And Creed sends Damien into the ropes. Damien with the roll up! One! Only one count there. Kick to midsection of Creed there by Damien. And Damien sending Creed in the corner. And now Damien, oh god, has Creed up for the buckle bomb. And he nails it. Gunva covers Damien. 1, 2, and Creed kicks out again. Damien blocks that punch, Creed, and Damien with another walking with wolves to Creed. Gunva cover. 1, 2, and Damien Wolf retains the United States Championship. It took 2 walking with wolves and a whole lot of other moves, but Damien retains the title over Creed. Holy crap. This crazy match. If Damien sent a message there to the rest of the roster, I just beat another former world champion. To the management of this company, you will acknowledge me now. I am eventually coming for the world title because I've beaten 2 former world champions now. Damien is definitely somebody, whoever the world champion is coming out of this show, I will be keeping an eye on. Because Damien is on a freaking warpath here. And the next match is the women's tag team titles match with Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie defending against Dawn and Misty. It's gonna get crazy, that's for sure. And this is the women's tag team titles match, where Rainbow Dash, replacing Applejack in this case, is teaming up with Pinkie to take on Dawn and Misty of the Jigglypuffs. And the Rainbooms have been tag team champions since these titles were first introduced. And mainly it was Pinkie and AJ who were champions for the longest time. And with AJ having that match with Zarina King the other day, the Rainbooms decided to use the Freebird rule, where Rainbow Dash would take AJ's place, but AJ would still be credited as being a tag team champion. Kind of. Like I said, it's the whole Freebird thing. I'm just curious how this team is going to be working with Pinkie and Rainbow Dash now being a tag team. It's definitely going to be interesting, that's for sure. This will be the first time Rainbow Dash has ever teamed up with anybody in quite some time, if ever. The biggest match in their career so far, that's for sure. And here comes Dawn and Misty of the Jigglypuffs. These two have held women's tag titles in the past, TAW and the Mag Nation. We all remember how Dawn super kicked Velma that one time in the Mag Nation a long time ago. And she did the same thing, I forget who it was in the TAW, but I know it's happened. Dawn is notorious when it comes to her super kicks. And her just doing the whole Sheldon Benjamin thing. I'm curious if we're going to see that tonight. I have to wait and see for that. The Jigglypuffs are determined to be the ones to finally put an end to the Rainbow's tag team title reign that they've been on a roll with for like months now. I'm just curious if the Jigglypuffs somehow end up losing this match, who the hell will be able to beat the Rainbows with these titles? These two are literally, Rainbows have gone to like everybody just about. And let's get this women's tag team title match underway between these two teams. And Pinky immediately starting off with a kick to Dawn's face right there. And Pinky just repeated kicks to Dawn's legs and nailing her with a back foot kick. And Dawn with a forearm to the face of Pinky, whiffing that punch in. And now Dawn sending Pinky into the ropes. Watch out, ref. Atomic drop by Dawn there to Pinky. Go behind by Dawn. And Pinky reverses that into a kick to the midsection of Dawn. Now Pinky with a headlock on Dawn. Dawn with a drop toe hold to Pinky. I believe these two teams have faced each other in the past, or at least when AJ was with Pinky, they faced each other once before, but I might be wrong. Arm drag at Pinky there. Rainbows have been the only women's tag team champions, and if Dawn and Misty somehow managed to dethrone this team and become the second ever tag team champions of the women's division, I would be amazed. That's for sure. And Pinky tags in Rainbow Dash. And Pinky hurling Rainbow Dash at Dawn. Rainbow Dash is a former two-time women's champion. Dawn was a short-term women's champion at one point. She was the first undisputed women's champion when we unified the New Gen and main roster women's titles. And that reign ended up ending quicker because Dawn got injured and got taken out. And then Dawn recently came back, wasn't able to get the title back. And now Dawn's competing for the tag team titles, teaming up with another former women's champion in Misty's case. And Rainbow Dash with an arm drag on Dawn. I think when Dawn tried to go over to Misty. And Dawn has those devastating super kicks that she likes to use, especially when somebody tries to go for a springboard. And Dawn getting sent in the corner, by the way. And Misty has the bubble beam stunner. And Rainbow Dash and Misty have faced each other in the past in singles competition. So these four have history with each other, that's for sure. And 3 of the 4 are former champions, at least singles wise. And then Rainbow Dash tried to give something in, but Dawn just kicks her in the face. And Dawn runs over, for some reason not tagging Misty, and Misty just got taken off the apron by Rainbow Dash with that drop kick, and Dawn got knocked in the corner. And Dawn with the superplex to Rainbow Dash there, and Misty is hyped in the corner. Dawn doing a jig or whatever the fuck's going on there. Rainbow Dash with an arm drag to Dawn. RD tags in Pinky again. And Dawn's back up. And Dawn finally tags in Misty. Go behind on Pinky by Misty there. And Misty sending Pinky into a knee to the face. And then Misty with a headlock on Pinky reverses her into a Russian leg sweep. And now Misty getting set in the ropes by Pinky. Arm drag by Pinky to Misty there. Yeah, Pinky with an arm by Misty there. Arm drag again. Into the knee drop to Misty's arm by Pinky there. And a front flip kick. Now Pinky with a Hurricane Rana to Misty there. That's the first one of the match, I think. Now Misty with an arm bar and Pinky. Arm drag by Misty. Everybody just hitting arm drags in this match. What are they, Ricky Steamboat? Bulldog by Misty to Pinky. Hurricane Rana again by Pinky there to Misty. These two teams want to put on one hell of a show. This is the biggest pay-per-view of the year. They don't want to disappoint the fans. And another Hurricane Rana by Pinky there. She's just going crazy. And now Pinky sending Misty into the ropes. Tilt-a-whirl Hurricane Rana by Misty there. Almost setting him up for a 619. You can shout out to Dante, by the way. And then Misty dragging Pinky away from the ropes. Going for a cover on Pinky. Not even a 1 count. It's going to take a lot more than that to put down this crazy freaking horse girl. Pinky tried to go for something in, but Misty got knocked in the ropes and nails her with a drop kick. And Pinky just shoving her off with her boots. And Pinky tags in Rainbow Dash again. And now Rainbow Dash with an arm bar on Misty. Arm drag into her own knee drop to the arm of Misty there. Misty's going to need to get her arm checked after this match, I'm telling you. And Pinky holding on to Misty. Rainbow Dash with a chop to the chest of Misty there. And then Rainbow Dash picking up Misty. Sends her into the corner. And Rainbow Dash with a top turnbuckle Sonic Rain Boom kick. And now Rainbow Dash going for a cover after Sonic Rain Boom. Only one count there. Kick Misty's thigh there. And Misty sending Rainbow Dash in the corner. Rainbow Dash kicks her off there. And Misty blocks the kick and nails her with a dragon screw. Tags in Dawn. And now Dawn picking Rainbow Dash back up. Punch and a trap there by Dawn, and Rainbow Dash slips out of that. And Rainbow Dash with a stomp to the arm of Dawn there. And Rainbow Dash setting up for the standing Sonic Rainbow kick that she likes to use. Her version of Trouble in Paradise. And they ran into each other. And again. Forearm in the face of Rainbow Dash there by Dawn. And a kip up. Elbow drop to the chest at RD there by Dawn. And Rainbow Dash blocks kick there. Trips her up. And Rainbow Dash goes over and tags in Pinky. And Pinky with an arm drag to Dawn this time. And now Pinky picking up Dawn. Headlock by Pinky into the armbar again. Drop kick by Pinky there to Dawn. Oh god, now Pinky going on the outside. Springboard! Hurricane Rana by Pinky to Dawn there. I was going to say, you might want to watch her doing springboard to Dawn because she has that super kick, you know. And Dawn with the atomic drop after the forearm. And the body slam. That was Dawn's comeback, by the way, people. And Dawn turns Pinky round into another atomic drop or something like that. I don't remember what it's called. And Pinky trips her up. Dawn with a kick to midsection of Pinky there. And a DDT to Pinky. And now Dawn off the ropes. What the frick? And Pinky tags in Rainbow Dash. And Dawn sending Rainbow Dash into the corner. Tags in Misty does Dawn. Off the ropes. Drop toe hold and Magnation Elbow. Take a shot. Now Misty going over to Pinky for some reason. Misty, she's not the legal person, and Pinky just got suplexed back in the ring. And now Rainbow Dash is going after Dawn. Springboard by Misty to Pinky for some reason, because it's just chaos right now. Everybody's going after the wrong mother effing person. And now Rainbow Dash getting sent back to the ring by Dawn. Misty with an elbow to the head of Rainbow Dash there. And now Misty running around the ring. Now she's back in the ring. Kick there by Rainbow Dash. And oh god, Rainbow. Springboard! And she missed. Good job. Welcome to Lone Wolf Wrestling, everybody. Sonic Rain Boom kick to Misty there by Rainbow Dash. And Dawn just shit-canned Pinky to the outside. When Pinky tried to take her out. Rainbow Dash going for a cover. And Misty, only a one count. What the fuck? And Misty with a Hurricane Rana and a Rainbow Dash, almost sending her straight face first into the turnbuckle there. And now Rainbow Dash is pissed. And now Misty tags in Dawn. Here we go. This is going to be interesting. Forearm in the face of Rainbow by Dawn. And Dawn, springboard! But she actually nailed. And now Dawn setting up for the super kick. She nails as it could be the end of the Rainbow's tag title reign. Oh, it just nails her with the forearm. And Pinky shit cannon Misty to the outside. And now Misty going out at Pinky. And Dawn with a headlock on Rainbow Dash. And the chin breaker. Will you quit doing the DX taunt, Dawn? Jesus. And now Rainbow Dash sending Dawn into a Hurricane Rana. I almost thought she was going to go for a roll up or something. I don't know. And Rainbow Dash with a kick to the lower back of Dawn there. And Rainbow Dash picking up Dawn. Dawn with a knee to the midsection of Rainbow. And Dawn with a pile driver to ID. And now Dawn tags in Misty. Despite she didn't go for the super. Still hasn't gone for the super kick yet. And Misty just with a slap and a pair of kicks, but ID blocks that one, trips her up again. And Misty with a kip up. Everybody's just going for the freaking comebacks in this matchup. And Misty, Pinky, what the freak was that? Misty with a chop to the chest and a drop kick knocking down Pinky. And Misty off the ropes. Jumping clothesline takes her down. Oh god, Misty, what are you doing? Really? We're doing this again? Do you want to find Misty? It's bad enough my announce table got torn apart in a 6-man tag match. Thankfully, at least the Rednecks were able to put that back together. At least Jay was. And now Rainbow Dash wants a hot tag. Pinky tags her in. Don't fuck it up, Artie. And she fucks it up immediately. Why am I not surprised? Nobody can ever get a hot tag in this freaking show. It's like everybody keeps freaking Dawn just going at Pinky for some reason. And Rainbow Dash with a poison rana, whatever the hell that move is called. Somebody's messing with the lights there for a second. There's somebody get on that. And now Rainbow Dash trying to make Dawn tap out. Misty finally broke up that submission attempt. And just chaos right now. And Dawn, super kick to Rainbow Dash. And now Dawn drags Rainbow Dash from the ropes. Dawn recovers. Dawn. Pinky's in the ring. 1, 2, and RD kicks out somehow. And Dawn just going ham on Rainbow Dash. Suplex, but Rainbow Dash reverses it with a knee to the head. And Rainbow Dash gets reversed with a knee to the midsection. And Dawn, suplex again, into the bridge. 1, 2, and Pinky picks it up. And now Dawn sending Rainbow Dash. Nope, Dawn. Rainbow Dash reversed, but up strike over there. And Rainbow Dash with an arm drag. Dawn there. Now RD's just going crazy. Now Dawn trying to go for a sleeper on Rainbow Dash, but Pinky broke that up, luckily. And now Dawn is with chops like freaking Ric Flair. And Rainbow Dash getting sent to the outside. And RD with a forearm in the face of Dawn. I almost said she was going for a springboard again. And Rainbow Dash, I forget what that's called, but that was kind of awesome. Rainbow Dash go for a cover. 2! Only 1 count. Maybe a 2. I couldn't tell. RD with a go behind on Dawn. Well, tilt-a-whirl reverse DDT, I guess. Standing moonsault by RD. RD showing that agility that she has. And now RD, I still don't know what the hell that's called, but that's still kind of awesome. RD tags in Pinky. And Pinky, springboard, which she nailed. At this point, I'm just afraid that every time somebody does a springboard, it's not Misty or Dawn. Dawn's just gonna pop up and super kick them in the face. Atomic drop by Dawn there. And now Dawn sending Pinky into the corner. Tags in Misty. What? No. Well, that's one way to just slam someone's face against somebody's shoes, in this case. And then Misty picks up Pinky. And Misty, well, shout out to Damian Wolf with that move. Now Misty going for a cover. 1, 2, and Rainbow Dash breaks up the pin. And Misty with a kick, and Pinky with a pair of kicks there to Misty. And a headlock by Pinky on Misty. Uppercut. These teams are determined to win this match. Neither side wants to lose. That's why this match has been going on for like forever. Feels like. Misty dodges that kick there and kick the midsection. Bubble beat stunner by Misty to Pinky. And Dawn takes out Rainbow Dash. Pinner, Misty, Jesus. Misty going for a cover. 1, 2, and the Jigglypuffs are the new women's tag team champions. Jesus Christ! After all these freaking months, after like a year of them being champions, the Rainbooms are finally overthrown by the Jigglypuffs. Somebody finally beat them for the tag titles of the women's division. Jesus Christ! I never thought I'd see this day happen. I never thought it would, to be completely honest. The Jigglypuffs are the first new women's tag team champions we've had since these belts were created. The Rainbooms, over a year-long reign, I believe, is finally over. And now we have to wait and see somebody can take these belts off the Jigglypuffs, which I don't see happening for a long-ass time. Because these two, the Jigglypuffs freaking fought their rear ends off to win these belts. I've never seen a team more determined to win than these two have been in this match. We have new women's tag team champions, finally. Holy crap. Next match is the internet title match between Bandit Keith and Nova Star. And I wish them luck trying to follow up on this. And this next contest is Bandit Keith taking on Nova Star for the internet championship, which Nova has been holding on to for a really long time. Probably like the longest time anybody's held the internet championship in the title's history. And there's been a lot of people who've held the internet championship. It's like one of the most prestigious titles in this company. And the belt literally got a redesign recently because of Nova, because he wanted to update the championship and how it looked. Still, it's pretty much relatively looks the same, just slightly different. And there's the current internet champion, Nova, who was, for the longest time, was always like one of those people that was a fan favorite, but but always came up short when it came to titles. And then he finally won this championship after he defeated Satan for it. And he's been champion ever since, which has been a really long time. And now Nova is begrudgingly facing Bandit Keith because Bandit Keith was pestering him for a title shot a couple of weeks ago. And Bandit Keith hasn't really done anything except just hanging around and just being a freaking job guy, and mostly just, like I said, just hanging around, doing his own thing. And now he's hoping to win a championship the first time because he was the original hardcore champion when he lost it the same night and he was literally handed the title. And why the fuck is Homelander out here? I just literally saw him for a moment there. Why the fuck is Homelander out here with Bandit Keith? I thought he was supposed to be like Paul Phoenix and Sagat. Like, why the hell is Homelander coming out here with Bandit Keith? I'm confused now and concerned at the same time. I mean, I know Homelander wears a U.S. flag as his cape, and he's supposed to be like an American superhero and all that crap, and all that stuff. And Bandit Keith wears red, white, and blue bandana. It was recently 4th of July, so I don't know what the hell's going on in terms of why Homelander is out here, but I guess he's with Bandit Keith and Duke Nukem now. I guess all of a sudden, I guess that whole thing with Paul Phoenix and Sagat wasn't freaking something he wanted to really stick around for, or something. I don't know what the hell's going on. There's the challenger and the champion. They're competing for that Internet Championship, which, like I said, is one of the most prestigious championships in this company. The first two champions was AJ Styles and Jesus, and we all remember how that feud happened between the two of them. And there's the Internet Championship along with wrestling. They're fighting. And let's get this Internet Championship match underway, and I'm still confused on why the hell Homelander's out here. Bandit Keith immediately on the offensive and a drop kick to Nova there. Bandit Keith. And now Bandit Keith sending Nova into the ropes. Nova blocking whenever Bandit Keith tried to go over there and kick the midsection. And Bandit Keith is a former Mag Nation champion, for those who might not remember. He won in a triple threat match with Cookie Monster and Bane. Probably was one of the most meme-worthy title changes that I've ever seen in my life. Especially since Bane literally just stood there and let it happen. And Bandit Keith pinned Cookie Monster. And Nova with a heel kick there to Bandit Keith. Winning that Mag Nation Championship was probably like the one accomplishment Bandit Keith has ever had in his career as a wrestler. And Keith just shoving Nova off there. I know Bandit Keith and Duke Nukem had a title shot for the tag titles once a long time ago. And outside when he was the hardcore champion for like one day, that's like the only thing he's ever really done of note in this company. And then just hanging around and being pretty much a job guy, like Zack Ryder. He's competed for the hardcore title a couple of times on the show, but Bandit Keith tried to go for a drop kick in the corner, but Nova dodged it. Bandit Keith, the neck breaker to Nova. He's definitely showing a lot more offense than he usually does. I guess Homelander must have been talking with him in the back. And Bandit Keith just with punches to Nova and a drop kick there. And now Bandit Keith tried to give us something there, but Nova reversed it into a Russian leg sweep. Homelander is pissed on the outside. Now Nova with an armbar on Bandit Keith and just punches him down. Springboard by Nova, which he missed. Just face planted in the middle of the ring almost. Elbow drop to the back by Bandit Keith there to Nova. And now Bandit Keith with a neck breaker to Nova there. And the leg drop. And the elbow drop by Bandit Keith to Nova Star there. And now Bandit Keith sending Nova in the corner. And Bandit Keith gets put in the corner by Nova and tries to go for something and just gets kicked back right in the corner. Punch to the face of Bandit Keith there by Nova. Sets him in the tree of woe. And Nova just grinding his foot against Bandit Keith's face. Nova not time to be taunting, even with Bandit Keith. And why the fuck it sounds like somebody screeching their tires in the back. And Nova nailing his signature move there. 1, 2, and Bandit Keith kicks out. Nova just a pair of punches. Bandit Keith with a go behind the Nova there. And Bandit Keith just whiffing that punch there on Nova. And now Nova's back. And then Bandit Keith with a headlock. And Bandit Keith with a suplex to Nova Star there. Really, Bandit Keith? It's the third time tonight these people have been tearing apart my announce table. Can we not just destroy my announce table unless you're planning on doing a table spot? Like, seriously. I'm getting real sick and tired of having to keep constantly asking freaking Redneck Jay to come out here and fix my table. Jesus. Leg lariat by Bandit Keith there. Nova covers Bandit Keith. 1, 2, and Nova kicks out. And now Bandit Keith sending Nova. Nope, Nova reversed it with a chin break or whatever he tried to go for there. And now Nova just slamming down Bandit Keith's arm against the ring. Let's move and wrestle. And then Nova picking up Bandit Keith. Calling up a tie between the two. John McCarty's gonna be happy somewhere. Armbar by Bandit Keith on Nova. And Bandit Keith just punches down Nova. And Nova with a punch to the midsection of Bandit Keith. Go behind my Nova on Bandit Keith. And a shot to the back. Sends him into the ropes. And a flapjack by Nova there to Bandit Keith. Kick the midsection of Nova by Bandit Keith. And the backbreaker. And a stomp to the arm of Nova Star there by Bandit Keith. And now Bandit Keith dragging Nova away from the ropes. Nova covers Bandit Keith. 1, 2, and Nova kicks out. Kick the midsection over there by Bandit Keith. And the DDT. And an elbow drop to the back of Nova there by Bandit Keith. Nova covers Bandit Keith. 1, 2, and Nova kicks out again. Twisting neckbreaker there by Nova. Now Nova with an elbow to the head of Bandit Keith there. And Nova picking up Bandit Keith, just rakes his eyes, kick the midsection over there by Bandit Keith. And Nova blocking for Keith, trying to go over there, kick the midsection. And Nova with the neckbreaker to Bandit Keith. Now Nova dragging Bandit Keith towards the middle of the ring. Keith is shoving Nova off from there. Kick the midsection Nova again. And Bandit Keith with a belly-to-belly suplex, kind of. Now Keith picking Nova back up. Oh god, now Bandit Keith going for his pile driver that he likes to use, and he nails it. And Bandit Keith going for a cover. 1, 2, and Bandit Keith is the new internet champion. Holy Jesus, I did not expect this to happen. I guess Homelander coming out here must have been kicking the ass that Bandit Keith needed to finally win a match for the first time in Lord knows how long. But Bandit Keith is the new internet champion. Never thought I'd see the day that he would hold the title again. Nova's long title reign with the internet championship is finally over. At the hands of Bandit Keith. And Homelander didn't even really get involved. He just stood outside in the ring and just watched. Just surprising. Bandit Keith is the champion in 2026. What that on that bingo card. The next match is Spawn taking on Master Chief. And then the main event is Xavier King, my boy, taking on Paul Phoenix for the global title. And if Paul Phoenix loses, he's out of here. Which I am so looking forward to. Either way, congrats on the win, Bandit Keith. After all the time you're losing, you deserved it, bro. And this next match, which is the co-main event of this night, is the Intergalactic title match where Spawn defends the title against Master Chief for won this opportunity by defeating Jason in a number one contender match a while back. Master Chief has been banned from the world title for a year now, and he's still banned from it as far as I know. He disappeared for like the longest time. And now he's been back in. He wanted the challenge for the Intergalactic title because he has a history with the Galactic title in the Mag Nation and the Universal title when it was the Mag Nation Dream Championship in Mag Nation. And so he decided to come after this title, which Spawn won defeating Jason in the match a while back. And this is the one and only championship Spawn has ever held in his entire career, besides being one half an AOT2 Tag Team Champion with Ghost Rider at one point. And now Spawn's coming out here wearing a hat, which him wearing that kind of looks actually kind of awesome. Not gonna lie. And it's fitting that Spawn uses the Undertaker entrance, and this is a WrestleMania-esque arena. It's just freaking crazy seeing him coming out here wearing a title, since Spawn was either never won a championship in his entire wrestling career besides this one in the AOT Tag Team Championship that he held once. And it's definitely going to be interesting to see if Spawn can retain this championship against Master Chief, who's determined to make his way back to being a champion again after that whole thing that happened between him and Marcus Creed over the World Championship over a year ago. Something like that. Definitely going to be interesting. And I hope to God these two big guys don't destroy my ring. Because we literally got one more match after this, and we got a whole nother freaking night, which is the last night of Final Hunt. The last thing I need is my ring getting destroyed again. These things are not cheap, that's for sure. Thankfully, at least we had a spare the years while we get the other one fixed after Jack Six and Damien King did that whole suplex spot and destroyed the other ring that we had. Underground at one time. Well, not underground, but in the matches they had. In the normal arena that we usually use, the LWW wrestling matches, and sometimes underground. But this match is definitely going to be interesting, that's for sure. Two old Mag Nation legends, more so Master Chief is the one that's a legend, not so much as Spawn. And here comes Master Chief, the former World Heavyweight Champion. He was the one that beat Johnny Cage, if I remember correctly, for the title. Or Johnny Cage beat him, actually, sorry. Because Master Chief defeated Xander at Final Hunt 1 after Xander defeated Darth Vader, I believe. Because Master Chief won a Money in the Bank match, and he cashed in his opportunity that after Xander's match with Darth Vader. I remember that. This match is going to be interesting. That's for sure. And I don't know who to root for between these two, to be completely honest. I like both of them, even though Master Chief is still kind of a dick. But you know. And there's the channel on here. Master Chief was trying to earn his way towards redemption after being a dick for most of last year. And there's the current Intergalactic Champion, motherfucking Spawn. The only one who's really, besides Freddy, who's done anything as far as the Faces of Fear are concerned. Well, that and Jason, but he's not a part of the group anymore. Not since he got kicked out. I haven't seen Jason since Spawn beat him. Hopefully he's still around. He probably is. He's just probably taking a break. A lot of people have been taking a break lately. And there's the Intergalactic Champion these two fighting for. And let's get this Intergalactic title match underway between these two. And Spawn immediately with a headlock on Chief. Into the neckbreaker by Spawn on Chief. Spawn just barely towers over Chief. And the belly to back suplex. And Spawn just beating the crap out of Chief there with those punches in the headlock. And Chief slips out. Misses the elbow drop to Chief. In the headlock by Master Chief. And an uppercut to Spawn there by Chief. Spawn flips him over there. And Spawn with the Russian leg sweep to Master Chief. Now Spawn picking Chief back up. And Spawn with a body slam to Chief there. Stomping away at him. And another suplex by Spawn with Chief there. Spawn trying to keep Chief off his legs, but Chief blocks that punch there into the armbar. And now Chief sends Spawn in the corner. And Chief turns Spawn in the corner. Shoulder tackle in the midsection. Now Chief just grinding his armored knee against his face. Well, mask. You know what I mean. Now Chief with a weird neck breaker to Spawn there. Now Chief, it's just a punch to Spawn there. Flips him over when he dodges a punch and Spawn. Now it's Chief with go behind on Spawn. Sends him into the corner. Running shoulder tackle again to Spawn there by Master Chief. Now just grinding his knee against his face some more. Now Spawn versus Red Chief trying to go there into an armbar. Spawn sending Master Chief in the corner. Shot to the back of Chief. Now Spawn with an armbar on Master Chief. Into the arm breaker, kinda. And Spawn just stomped on there. And Chief responded with a pair of punches. Into the armbar by Chief again. Arm drag by Chief there, Spawn. Spawn just tripling up Master Chief there. Now Spawn back on the offensive with punches in the headlock on Chief. And an elbow to the helmet of Master Chief there. Arm drag by Chief to Spawn. Elbow drop by Chief there to Spawn. Into the go behind. And a slap to the back of the head. And they both just punch each other at the same time there. And Chief with the Russian leg sweep to Spawn. And they just both ran into each other there. Kicked him in second at Chief there by Spawn. And kicked by Chief. And Spawn with just a punch. And Spawn has Chief with the choke slam the Chief there. You know, Spawn dragging Chief away from the ropes. Going for cover, Spawn. Only one count. And Spawn go behind on Chief. Sets him against the ropes. Now Spawn sending Chief to the outside. Oh God, now Spawn with Master Chief, and he nails an apron DDT to Master Chief there. And now Spawn is just looking at Master Chief while he's just down on the ground and just taunting him. And Chief blocks that punch from Spawn into the headlock. Face buster there, and somehow they hit the steel steps. And now Chief with a suplex to Spawn on the outside. Now Chief is back in the ring. Reps up to a count of 6. And Spawn's back in the ring. Now Chief goes back to the outside. Spawn telling Chief to bring it. And Chief sending Spawn into the ropes. And Chief catches him. And has him up for the spine laser. And he nails it. And now Chief going for cover. And a rope pick because he wasn't paying attention. He was too close to the ropes. DDT by Chief to Spawn. And now just slamming his head against the ring. And now Spawn's pissed. Kicked by Spawn Chief there. Knocks him in the corner. Splash in the corner of Chief there by Spawn. And the Snake Eyes. Off the ropes of Spawn and the big boot. And the leg drop by Spawn. Now Spawn picking Chief back up. And Spawn with the second choke slam the Chief. And Chief just no-sells that shit. Even Spawn's surprised. They both just looked at each other there. And Chief just runs right into another freaking, well, in this case, tombstone pile driver by Spawn. I think his foot's by the rope. His foot's by the rope. Yep, his foot was by the rope. And Spawn with an armbar on Chief and a big boot to Chief there, sending him flying across the ring. And Spawn dragging Chief away from the ropes. Going for a cover, Spawn. 1, 2, and Spawn gets the win off that big boot. And Spawn retains his intergalactic title. I wish people luck trying to beat Spawn by a title, because he's determined to hold on to it as long as possible. As evident by the fact that he beat Master Chief with 2 choke slams, a tombstone, and a huge boot to the face, which apparently was enough to knock Master Chief out. Which after getting hit with 2 choke slams and a pile driver, I'm not surprised. But Spawn is still the intergalactic champion. And Chief's just going to have to go back to the drawing board. Try to figure out a way to get back to trying to compete for a title again in the future. The next match is our main event of this night of Final Hunt 3, where Xavier King defends his global title against Paul Phoenix. And if Paul Phoenix loses, he's out of here, which I am so looking forward to, because fuck Paul Phoenix. He's been a pain in the ass for a while now, and I'll be happy when he's gone. Congrats on the win, Spawn, though. That's for sure. And this is the main event on night 2 of Final Hunt 3, where Xavier is defending his global championship against Paul Phoenix. And if Paul Phoenix loses, he's out of here. We never have to worry about his freaking jello hair looking ass freaking never showing up around here again. Hopefully. Ahead comes the current global champion, Xavier's mother effing King. The dude who started this whole freaking show. Or one of the people anyways. Him, my twin, the Lone Wolf, and a couple of other people. Xavier defeated Black Panther to win this global championship, and counted as the second world title along with the world championship. But the world championship is the most prestigious championship in this company, and nobody's ever held that title twice. That's the big deal that everybody's trying to make, to see who can be the first ever two-time champion. But we keep getting people who held the title once apiece. Scorpion, who was the first one, then Xavierus, then Ash, then Darth Maul, then Xander, then Master Chief, Johnny Cage. I believe Marcus Creed defeated Johnny Cage. Afterwards, no, it's actually Jacob Cassidy beat Cage, and that whole weird kerfuffle. And then Creed beat Cassidy, and then Jack 6 beat Creed, and then Jesus beat Jack 6. Nobody's held the title more than once. Nobody's held it twice at least. This is Xavier's second world title in a sense. It's like how in WWE we have the WWE in the world title, because they can never go without a second world title because they got too many people that should be freaking the world champion in that company. They only ever put it on freaking Rollins or freaking Cody Rhodes half the time. But either way, I digress. And here comes Paul Phoenix. I haven't seen him dressed up in his wrestling attire in a long time. He's usually always in his GM attire, and as you can tell, he's still wearing his nice set shoes from earlier in the night. When we seen him talking to Sagat, I guess he decided he wanted to come out here in his nice shoes instead of barefoot like he usually does. And like I said, this is the first time Paul has wrestled a match in a really long time. So Paul's probably got ring rest. He's probably been training with Sagat for a while now, but who the hell knows? It's really going to be interesting to see how with Paul Phoenix, a guy who has lost more times than he ever won. I don't even think he ever even won a match when he was wrestling before he became the GM of the show. It's going to be interesting to see if Paul Phoenix can somehow manage to beat Xavierus, but here's a spoiler, that ain't fucking happening. Xavierus is going to hold on to that global title, and he's going to we can send Paul Phoenix right back to the Tekken universe. If Xavierus or Paul, whichever one walks out of this show, they probably are aware of the fact that they're facing Sagat for that title on the next episode of Underground in the main event. And Xavierus, wants payback against him. And there's the global title that Xavierus is defending. Let's get this main event match underway between these two. Khan never to have between the two to start off. Sean's going to be happy somewhere. And Xavierus a headlock on Paul Phoenix. Into the neck breaker on Paul Phoenix. And like I was saying, Xavierus and Sagat have a history because Sagat beat Xavierus the last time they were in the ring together. It was Sagat's first match. And Sagat has won 2 matches since he showed up here. He's looking to make it 3 wins in a row as far as singles competition. And Xavier's missing that enziguri then. Paul missing that knee drop. And Xavier's sending Paul Phoenix into a knee to the midsection. You know, like I said, Xavier's wants payback against Sagat for beating him the first time. But Xavier's is prepared for him this time. And Paul Phoenix with a belly-to-back suplex. Paul Phoenix with an armbar on Xavier's. These two have been having a feud for some time now, ever since Paul Phoenix randomly turned on everybody. And Phoenix with a leaping uppercut there from the middle turnbuckle in the corner. And Phoenix with punches and an uppercut there. And Xavier blocks the kick there and misses the enziguri. Boot to the face of Xavier there by Paul Phoenix. Paul Phoenix has been working with who the mysterious CEO is. Headlock takeover, by the way. And if Xavier beats Paul Phoenix, you know he's probably going to want to call out the CEO. I don't know if he's here, or if he even would come out if Xavier calls him out. But if he had any sort of balls of freaking him, especially the CEO was willing to come out here and face Xavier if he calls him out. But Xavier has to beat Paul Phoenix first for that to happen, which I'm sure is probably going to happen. But not when you freaking Paul is just booting Xavier in the face like that. Stomped to the chest of Xavier there by Paul Phoenix, and another one. And Paul Phoenix misses the uppercut there and punches Xavier, but he blocks out one into the headlock. Paul Phoenix slips out with Xavier tries to go for there and slams him face down and misses the knee drop again. And Paul Phoenix punches the Xavier in the headlock and the rake to the eyes, into the armbar, and the go behind, and a slap to the back of the head of Xavier there by Paul Phoenix. Misses the heel kick again and another boot to the face of Xavier there by Paul Phoenix. And Xavier breaks out of where Phoenix tried to go for there and kicked the midsection of Xavier there. Oh god. And Paul Phoenix with a gut-wrench suplex to Xavier there. Paul Phoenix going for a cover on Xavier. 1, 2, and Xavier kicks out, thank god. Now Paul Phoenix going to the outside. Really? We're doing this again, Paul? How many times is my announce test going to get torn apart this night? Like, seriously. And Xavier's with a DDT to Paul Phoenix. Thanks for that, King. He deserved that for tearing apart my announce table. Now Paul Phoenix just getting kicked repeatedly by Xavier, and a kick to the head. He almost landing face first on the steel steps. And Xavier's getting sent in the steel steps by Paul Phoenix in the armbar. And Xavier's sending Paul Phoenix into the steps, and now refs up to a count of 5. And both these guys are just running around the ring while the refs up to count of 6 now. Xavier's not time to be taunting, but my guy. German suplex by Paul Phoenix to Xavier. And Xavier with a kick midsection of Paul Phoenix sends him into the ropes. Heel kick. And another one into a drop kick. And Xavier's catching Paul Phoenix with the neck breaker. That's how you get it done for anybody who tries to steal that neck breaker, by the way. And now Xavier's going for the King's Clash. And Paul Phoenix reverses it with a DDT. What the fuck? I've never seen anybody reverse the King's Clash on Xavier's. At least not in a long ass time. Only one count there off that DDT. Punch to face, and another one by Paul Phoenix. And Xavier sends him into the ropes. And Paul Phoenix with a roll up! Trying to take a cheap way out. 1, and only 1 count, thank god. Colin never try to turn the 2 again. Sean's gonna be loving this. Paul Phoenix with a go behind on Xavier. Turns him around. Sends him into the ropes. And they ran into each other again there. And Paul Phoenix with a German suplex to Xavier there. No god, not Paul Phoenix. He's freaking setting up for something here. And just tosses him up and nails him with an uppercut there in midair. What the hell? Freaking somebody's messing with the arena lights again. The freaking power's out. The whole freaking arena. I don't know if Paul Phoenix was trying to go for a pin or no, but somebody needs to get this freaking arena lights on or something. You know, I want to know what the hell's going on in this freaking ring. Or if Paul's trying to go for a pin on Xavier or something. It's like, seriously, people. And the lights are back up on the arena, and Xavier's just catching Paul Phoenix and nailing him with the King's Judgment Driver immediately. Now, Xavier's dragging Paul Phoenix away from the ropes. Going for a cover as Xavier's. Only not even a 1 count. What the fuck? And Xavier's just back on the offensive on Paul Phoenix, just kicking the crap out of him. And Phoenix with the suplex to Xavier's there. And Phoenix with punches there. And an uppercut to Xavier's, dazing him. And oh god, no. Paul Phoenix, a double underhook, and a suplex of his own right there. And Xavier's is back up now. And now Paul Phoenix with an armbar on Xavier's. And now into an arm breaker on Xavier's. I don't know what the hell that, some of those lights going on, but And Xavier's blocks a punch there. And Xavier's with another King's Judgment driver to Paul Phoenix. Going for cover. 1, 2, and Xavier's retains the global title. Thank Christ. I don't know what the hell that was with the lights, but I'm just happy that Xavier's pinned Paul Phoenix off those 2 King's Judgment drivers, and now that asshole is finally gone from here. Thank Christ. What a way to end this freaking show. And I still want to know what the hell is up with those lights getting randomly shut off. But I'm just happy to see Xavier's holding on to that global title and sending Paul Phoenix to the unemployment office. Anyway, if you like this video, if you like, comment, also. See this for the final night tomorrow. And Xavier's is calling for a microphone. He's probably going to ask about what the hell is up with those lights or something. I don't know. Well, maybe he's going to call out the CEO. Either way, Xavier's is calling for a mic. He's also celebrating with his title in front of everybody. So this is only, this is going to be interesting to see what he has to say.